Meh.
La Serpente is a story about a young girl who falls in love with a snake. Little does she know, her best friend, the salamander, is also in love with her, which creates this giant love triangle, and whose team will you be on? I wish that were the case, but alas, we are reviewing La Serpentine, whatever the fuck Rick and Stark should have done in season 6 of Game of Thrones. This is actually episode 11 for Fear the Walking Dead. This show is getting a little ridiculous. We start the episode off with our trio of Madison, played by Kim Dickens, aka the Dead Fish. We have Victor Strand, aka the best thing about the show still, and Walker. Since Madison paid Victor Strand's debts off from the Thunderdome, which is controlled by the Unburnt himself, the Mother of Dragons, Daniel. So in the contract it does state that we need some walkers. So finally we get some cool walker effects. There is a roadblock, very reminiscent of season 2 of The Walking Dead with the highway roadblock scene, but nearly not as tension filled. Especially when you're driving a giant semi instead of a Winnebago, you just kind of push shit out of the way. But not before Victor throws out the special James Bond beeping device he had in his pocket to lure the walkers away, because the beeping device means food more so than the car full of people that the walkers could still see, smell, and watch the truck move. So they drive down a quarter of a mile until they find a junkyard where Victor has strategically placed a V-dub above a manhole to go down a sewer system which Victor Strand forgot how to navigate. Not before another walkers on the gate scene. So we have our trio trudging along the sewer for about 15 minutes to get us to our hour-long runtime. We run into some sewer walkers that never really do anything again until we run into the well walker from season 2 on the farm of The Walking Dead. He actually survived getting torn in half with Glenn getting him out of the well in season 2, spoiler alert, and he has been down in the sewer ducts under Mexico. He got transferred from Atlanta to Mexico, and that's where he's been. We get some cool little dismemberment scene with Madison, probably her best scene of the series. So we have our big reunion scene with Daniel and Madison, which she conveys that there is a major water issue where Olivia is living currently back at the farm. Walker being a complete dick like always. Madison in negotiations with Lola and Daniel trying to get at least 10,000 gallons of water for the farm. Otherwise, Walker gets to evict all the people in the farm except for the tribe. Well, it doesn't go as planned, because if the locals see that they're having problems getting water from the dam, what are they going to think if the gringos go ahead and just show up and get what they want? It's going to cause all-out war. Daniel finds out from Walker that Olivia is not just Daddy's sweet little girl anymore, that she is now a stone-cold anthrax user, similar to Neil Breen in Double Down. So, of course, negotiations break down and they are not getting helped. Although Lola does offer Madison and the rest of the family to come live with her at the dam, which is a lot better option than a farm that is fortified by wooden fences. This actually has, some gates and some other things. It actually has some defensible attributes, which someone in their right mind, especially someone in the ZA, would actually take up a person on that offer of better safety and a lake right next door. But however, this is Fear the Walking Dead, and all logic goes to the wayside, as Madison grew up on a farm, so that means she's most comfortable there. So I'm going to wrap this up because there's not much to talk about, at least not much good to talk about this episode. Daniel still doesn't like Strand. Strand and Daniel have this, they formulate this huge, elaborate, explosion scheme, pyrotechnic show without even having to say anything to each other. Apparently Strand saw something on TV that allows him to rig up a short or a spark on a diesel truck and cause an explosion that's big enough for a Michael Bay film. So that happens, and Lola kind of breaks, and the trade happens finally. Lola knows that she cannot defend this damn location, from the locals that are getting increasingly more hostile by the minute. So the trade is safety and guns for water. So even after Walker storms off by himself in the wasteland, walking back to across the border, to where the camp is, going to go evict all the other people and basically exile them to death. Instead of running his stupid ass over, Madison just kind of picks him up like a happy-go-lucky hitchhiker, and end scene. That was this week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. This show, like the walker stuck in the drain pipe in the beginning of the episode, has pretty much gone to shit. I will still be reviewing it with you guys because guess what? Regular Walking Dead isn't back on yet, so let's just talk about this mess. So until next time, guys, my name is John. You can find me on all the social medias, on Twitter at OrzovDone, on Facebook and Instagram at They Said We Said. Till next week, we will talk more Fear the Walking Dead, and I'll see you guys next time.